5 million jobs are going unfilled every month in the U.S., and a lot in tech. One person is on a personal mission to do something about it by helping the next generation of coders.
How does a woman who doesn't code, who majored in political science and speech communication, start an organization called Girls Who Code? So I was one of those little girls that was terrified of math and science growing up, and it was something that haunted me. And I was running for office in 2010. As I was running, I'd go into these schools and there'd be hundreds of boys clamoring to be the next Steve Jobs or Mark Zuckerberg. But there were no girls. And Deirdre, I thought to myself, where are the girls? And this question, what then became a quest of trying to answer that and to find out why there weren't women in tech.
I spoke with two participants in the New York City program. China is from Queens. She had taken some computer classes prior to working with Girls Who Code.
In my school, it was required that you take a computer class before entering the computer science program. So my sophomore year, I did regular computers, and then my junior year, I did actual computer science.
So how many boys were in your class? How many girls?
I was one of 3 of girls, and there were 27 guys. So it was just mostly like a guy class, and I didn't feel kind of scared, but it was just a little uncomfortable just being like the only girl in the class.
Even though the teens are by definition young, they're finding solutions to some of the country's biggest problems.
For my final project, my partner Ann and I found out that there's really no way for people with diabetes to dispose of their needles properly. Like they have to go and find the locations themselves, and it's really difficult. So we found a database that has all the addresses of Sharps disposal locations in New York, and we're going to put that onto a website and make it into an accessible mobile app where people who want to dispose of those needles, or Sharps as we call them, can locate them safely.
90% of the participants in the 3-year-old program have gone on to major in computer science or a closely related field. 77% of the participants changed their course of study based solely on their experience with the program.
We build classrooms in technology companies or universities, so 20 girls, rising juniors and seniors in high school, will go to AppNexus, go to Facebook, go to Twitter, and they'll learn how to computer program with the goal of them graduating and going on to major or minor in computer science in college. And then we run after-school programs in schools, in community centers and libraries. We're going to have about 500 clubs in almost 40 states where girls there from like Indian reservations to Section 8 housing to the best private schools in America are learning how to computer program with the same goal of getting them to major or minor in computer science.
What's been the best part for you about participating in the program?
Meeting the girls here are amazing. They're sweet, they're kind, they help people out. They don't discourage anybody if they don't know something. And also just learning the information, so when I get back into my computer science class at school, I'll be able to be like, oh, I know that, I got it.
I really like making things and knowing how things work, and for the longest time I was fascinated by how computers work, because I would always go on my computer and wonder, like, how does it know that I want to do this certain thing? And so once I came here, like, it clicked, and I was like, wow, so coding is actually what makes computers work, and we can actually code to control how the computer responds to what we do.
What is the #1 piece of advice that you would give to our next president about changing the ratio as a member of the business community?
So I can't just give you one, but I'm going to give you a couple. One, I think we got to invest in our girls. I think less than 1% of federal funding goes into computer science education. Mexico produces the largest amount of female software professionals. We are so far behind as a country. And again, if the majority of these jobs in STEM are in computer science, then we have to put more money and resources into it. Secondly, I would ask CEOs to follow Jack Dorsey's advice and actions. Like, make a commitment, make a numerical commitment to how many women that you're going to have in these technical and leadership positions, and then make it happen. We are missing out on talent. I mean, you met some of our girls. They are brilliant.
Amazing.
Marvelous. They are going to change the world. And we have got to give them access to technical education. And we got to make sure that they are at the forefront. They are going to be the next CEOs of America, and we can make that happen. But we as a nation have to commit to it.
Girls Who Code founder Reshma Saujani and the program participants Robin Shum and China Grant Williams.